All right, let's have a little chalk talk here at the monitor. So let's unpack the last 24 hours worth of weather.
Woo!
So we had storms do damage. This forecast, we talked about it for a week.
Yep.
Columbia and St. Johns County. Lauren comes in this morning, going to go check with the National Weather Service, see if they'd be out surveying any specific damage, maybe looking at a potential tornado. And at first they said no to our dear Lauren, who had some hints and some clues and some pictures and some things. And in fact, a viewer named Brittany Ray sent you this video. So let's talk about what you're seeing here.
So this is incredible, isn't it? You see the wind blowing ferociously out in one direction. They turn around and, I mean, within moments, it's in a completely opposite direction, blowing that fence back over on the other side.
And if that doesn't tell you there's maybe a little rotation, a little shear happening there, winds, it's violently shifting from one direction to another and causing that. So the fence from the video, there it is, what it looks like today as we were out there, just a fraction of that damage. And we had radar, you were watching radar. What exactly clued you in to the potential for a tornado even before the National Weather Service went out?
Right, and you know, they were watching the same thing that we were yesterday. We had that tornado watch in place. There was a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for this portion of St. Johns County. So they did have that in place. So we knew that the straight line wind damage potential was there. That's the loop. And if we go ahead and zoom in specifically, we saw an increase in lightning activity. We saw that intense reflectivity right over that area. And then on top of that, Lou, if we go ahead and look at the velocity map, which is the storm winds, you know, you can see the red here, the outbound winds versus the inbound on the green. And when you start to see these little notches in that velocity, that's an indication that you could have a little bit of rotation. And it really wasn't, you know, gate to gate as we call it, very classic, but this was right at 12 o'clock. And, you know, right where that storm damage ended up being. Pretty incredible.
Really strong winds in a quick amount of time. And I know you've been on the phone with National Weather Service. They're going to look and they'll have an answer for us maybe later this afternoon on exactly what we saw. And
let me tell you, they will have data by mid-afternoon today, and we'll of course have that info at 5 o'clock. But right now they're still surveying because there was so much. I mean, that entire community out in Beacon Lake, the neighbors have been amazing, texting me and you know, talking with me all morning. But the video and the pictures, it's nuts. So thank you for your reports. I mean, there really are eyes and ears on the ground.
For sure. Yeah, and a reminder, the First Coast Weather Watchers page is a great way to chime in as well. You know, sharing your pictures, sharing your videos. All right, Lauren, thank you for that. Let's get a little forecast as well.